Here with two scientists, Fernando Vieira and Ken Thompson. They've been working here for some time, so can you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
I will go first. Go right ahead.
I am Senior Director of Preclinical Development here at ALS-TDI. I've been here for almost 16 years now. It's a long time. He's been here longer. I'll let you say.
I'm Ken Thompson. I am Director of Lab Operations, and I just looked this up. My hire date was 2/26/2001, so coming up on 17. Or 16.
So a lot of what we do is pharmacology in ALS. So I would say a big thrust of our efforts is trying to find treatments that are worthy of advancement into clinical trial for ALS. And we do that in animal models of ALS.
Can you tell me a bit about your day-to-day in the lab?
Yeah, my day-to-day is supporting the pharmacology group, the mouse program, doing drug formulations. That was my original reason I got hired, was to help formulate drugs that go into the animals. But now that's just a kind of a small portion of my job, and then the rest of my day is spent helping make sure the lab runs smooth.
He solves everything, like
He really
kind of
does.
all day. Like things break and
Always
Ken
ask
fixes
Ken.
them. Yeah, so that's a fair.
That's the role I've fallen into after 16 years.
Along with everything else. And so, what drives you to work at TDI and to come in every day?
Drives me a lot of things. Dedication to the mission, first of all, so when I first started a long time ago, I didn't really know anybody with ALS at that point in time. I barely knew what ALS was. It was a job. It was an opportunity to, kind of continue to build a resume, I guess I'd say. But it didn't take long for that to change. I started to meet a lot of people living with ALS, Stephen Haywood. I was just talking yesterday about the first ALS patient that I ever met, Steve Lewis, Martha Lewis. They were at what we had at the time. We use ALS Unfiltered now, is what we call the program, where we kind of teach people living with ALS who are new to the condition, some of the dynamics of the ALS research space. But at the time we called it ALS 101. It was a requirement that when you first got hired, you went in and sat through this and learned a lot, and you met a lot of patients there. So that's where I met Steve Lewis. I met Stephen Haywood a couple weeks later, and then many other patients since then. I got really close to somebody who worked at ALS-TDI, Sean Scott, whose mother had ALS, familial ALS, and he had quit his career as a television commercial producer to try to solve the problem for his mom. At the time, I didn't know that it was familial. It was in Sean's family. They had SOD1 mutation. So we became really good friends, roommates. Then, you talk and you learn that, this is something that his grandmother had, his mom had it, and then asked him, do you know if you carry the gene? He didn't know at the time. Ultimately, he ended up being diagnosed and passed away from ALS. So it kind of became a really personal mission at that point. So that's a big reason. Now, I'm talking too long. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
As far as like why TDI and why not ALS research somewhere else, it's perfectly suited to what we're trying to do, right? Or what I want to do. we're not just trying to figure out, the underlying cause of the disease. And we're not just taking something that somebody hands us and giving medications to people in the clinic. We're trying to find the right thing to give to people in the clinic. And that's the thing that's most needed right now in ALS, is the discovery of treatments that are going to make a difference for people living with the disease. And that's what this place is built to do. And so it's just perfectly suited. There's no other place that's better for that. The other thing is, like, a lot of companies try to find treatments for diseases, but sometimes they change their mind on what they're trying to treat. It would suck, frankly, to be working at a company that's you're working on ALS, and then all of a sudden the mission changes because the financial incentive is no longer there for ALS, it's for something else, it's for a different indication. So when you work at a non-profit biotech, you know that the mission is secure, and that you will stick with that. So that's my long-winded spiel, sorry.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you covered it. Basically, I mean, besides my reason for coming was because I was friends with Stephen Hayward and the Hayward family. And that's my drive to be here and what keeps me here, and the people that I work with, the group that we run.
We've got good people.
We've got amazing people. So that's what keeps me here through the years.
And would you say the reason you started work has changed at all? It sounds like you sort of said that it has changed over time, but maybe for you it hasn't changed so much. The reason why you started is still the reason you're here today.
Yeah. I mean, Stephen and I went to high school together. We were best friends in high school. When they had a position for me to fill or needed me to come help, I was there. And I'm still close with the Hayward family, and they're still involved in our board, so it still feels like I'm still on the same task. The task has advanced over the years, but it's still the same reason why.
So you've both been here for some time. What would you say has changed most about your own lives since you started?
Yeah.
You first.
I mean, everything has changed. I mean, it's been
Yeah.
15, 16 years, so yeah, everything has changed in my life. I mean, my role here has changed, my family life has changed. I mean, when I started, I didn't have any kids.
The first baby I ever held was his son, Owen.
A very chubby baby.
Yeah, and he's like taller than me.
He's
You're
he's like half an inch away from my height. It's coming.
Yeah, so that's a big
That's a big change.
Have you
And
seen some similar changes?
Yeah, I'm a dad, and that's just changed. Yeah.
Helps our work.
Yeah, some of my
He
sons-
makes our beautiful cards.
He does. Yeah, and he thinks he works here because of this. So that's a big change. So you end up trying to figure out how to balance a mission, that we have with trying to be a good parent or take care of the family, which is a little bit different than when you're like 24. You have sleepless nights when you're 24, but that's either because you're studying and working, or maybe because you're just out partying or something. I didn't do very much of that. We had that one summer. Now it's more trying to find enough time to commit to everything that we're trying to do here. And the work has changed. The science is better. The science is harder. The amount of data we generate is, umpteen times more, both in its quantity and its complexity. All of the different types of experiments that we do now. So we've all had to grow into that. So very different, but
we want to ask you about some memories of TDI. We thought this photo might spark some ideas. So we still have 5 people I think,
Yeah.
in this photo
Yeah.
still working here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people who are, let's start with people who are still here.
Yeah.
So Andy, Matt, Josh, and then that's Ken from a while ago. That's me from a while ago. We both had more hair.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, and hopefully one day we will cure this thing and you can move on
Yeah.
to the next thing.
Yeah.
So thanks for
Sounds
your
like a
time
plan.
and
It's
thanks
been
for
too
your
long already,
dedication.
Yeah, he's tired of me. Yeah.